Hi, my name is Alexandra Fritsch, and welcome to my presentation on learning management systems. A learning management system refers to a server-based software that controls access to and delivery of online learning resources through a standard web browser. It's also known as an LMS. It's used as course shells for e-learning, such as blended learning, flipped classrooms, or training. It houses the entire course on an online browser, which can either be self-directed or facilitated through an instructor. The instruction, readings, assignments, discussions, grades, assessments, videos, and all other course components are all housed within this learning management system. So why use a learning management system? There are a few reasons why I think it's important to start thinking about this as an educator. First, it can facilitate student learning. When students do activities online, they use materials or tasks or quizzes, the teacher can get feedback and can score and track students' progress. Also, this is a great communication tool for students and teachers to stay interacting with each other while outside of the classroom. Also, more importantly, it's relative to the times. If you take a look at this graphic, it shows that students really like learning through technology. So I think it's really important that we consider using a type of system that keeps them motivated and engaged. Also, if you're interested in distance learning, this is a great model to use because it has a lot of positives for keeping students engaged and motivated when they're not necessarily in the classroom. So how to choose an LMS. There are a ton of LMS options out there. Some are free and some are not. Birking and Gallagher, in their article Choosing a Learning Management System, explains that though most of these state systems contain the same basic collection of functional elements, they're optimized for different types of learning goals, learners, and organizations. The duo states that there's 3 things to consider when choosing one. First, you should choose an LMS that meets your needs, one that's durable, meaning you can keep up with new software changes and support new tools, and then scalability, meaning it meets all the needs of the organization. Is this LMS for a small school? Is it for a big corporate organization? Those types of things to consider. Also, according to Calhill from our presentations this week, she describes 4 things that should be considered when choosing an LMS. First, the teacher should learn what is needed for the audience. Again, this kind of relates to the Birking and Gallagher part here. What are the needs of the teacher and the students, more importantly? Then, secondly, review what learning management systems are available for those needs. Third, compare costs with the budgets. For instance, some are free. And then fourth, consider what tools will be embedded within the LMS and what can overall the LMS do to help facilitate learning. There are also a lot of general features within LMSs. Here, Kavus breaks down the tools into 3 categories: learner tools, support tools, and technical tools. I think this is really an interesting chart to look at when you're considering what you're trying to get out of the LMS. For instance, the communication tools, you're looking at discussion forums, do you want a real-time chat? For productivity tools, do you want a calendar? Do you want to be able to search within the course? And then student involvement. Do you want to be able to have group work, self-assessments, student portfolios? All these different things need to be considered when choosing an LMS. The 3 I'm going to discuss today are Schoology, Moodle, and Sakai. I specifically picked ones that are educational based since I am a high school math teacher. So some overviews of Schoology, according to Software Reviews and Business Advice, include calendars, messaging, a collaboration-based interface. They can transform classroom courses into a one-on-one experience and include mobile apps. When I picked 3 features to focus on for this presentation, I tried to pick features that are unique to each system. So one thing I really like about Schoology is that it has an activity dashboard that provides quick access to important events and conversations so that you have all the relevant information you need to be effective at your fingertips. I think this is really similar if you look at it to social media. and a few articles I read talked about this. I think this really is helpful to keeping students engaged, especially my high school math students. Anything that helps them stay any bit engaged and focused is helpful. So I know this just interface itself, I think, would be really pleasant to look at for them. Another positive of Schoology is it has a variety of resource apps. So if you take a look here, it supports Dropbox, Evernote, Google Drive, Khan Academy, YouTube, and so forth. As a math teacher, I think this is really important because I have different types of documents that I need to upload, and some LMSs you can't upload everything that you're using. You have to convert them, and that becomes messy. But here you can see that they accept a lot of different resources that they can upload. And then probably one of my favorite parts of Schoology is that it's a performance-based learning and tracking system. So if you take a look here at the gradebook, you can see that students are graded on their performance, and it quickly shows with the colors how they're doing. Focuses on this type of learning, so it's great to see that it's available with Schoology. This is something that I could just easily implement with my classes and not have to change anything to meet the needs of my school district. The second LMS system, Moodle, has a lot of features as well. First, it's open source, meaning it's free. It has a multimedia integration. It allows for notifications and peer and self-assessment and a personalized dashboard. So one of the positives of Moodle that I really like that's different than a lot of LMSs is it's based around the constructivist pedagogy. According to Zidane from the article Why Moodle, the key to Moodle is that it was developed with both pedagogy and technology in mind. One of the main advantages of Moodle over other systems is that it has a strong grounding in this constructivist social pedagogy view and good educational tools. He explains that a lot of and that a lot of programs are based more on the tools, but here Moodle bases it more on the actual educational piece. And Singha in the article How to Use Moodle also discusses this. The focus isn't on the delivery of the information, it's on the sharing of ideas and engaging in the construction of knowledge. And then Young, in his article, Four Ways for Increasing Learning Management in Moodle, explains two specific ways this is done. One is with blogs. So in Moodle, each user has their own blog, but users can also register their external blogs, meaning like the Blogger or their WordPress, so that entries can automatically be posted in their Moodle blog. And then also with messaging, there are two different forms of messaging that are available in Moodle. First, instant messaging can be used. I think this is really interesting. It's real time. Students can just go back and forth with a student or a teacher if they have questions. They don't have to wait for a response. And then also the second message action is that they can have alerts can be enabled so that users can receive notifications when things are happening. For instance, if a teacher posts a grade or posts an assignment, they can see that right away. As a math teacher, I'd be interested in this because this LMS focuses on the construction of knowledge versus the delivery of information. I really think this is important because, especially with technology, I think you should have a purpose. So you're not just using a tool just to use it. You want to have the understanding of why it's going to help students learn before you implement it. A second feature of Moodle that I really think is interesting is the gamification plugins. So gamification is used in Moodle to engage and motivate learners. The Moodle game plugins allow you to utilize glossary, short answer questions, multiple choice questions, and true false questions to quiz learners. So basically, again, with my math students, this would keep them engaged and motivated. And then lastly, kind of going along with the gamification part, is this idea of badges. So students can earn badges for completing achievement of different topics and things like that. The teacher can give badges or just they can earn them on their own. And again, even though I teach high school math, I could see students really getting into these badges just to keep them motivated and engaged. They like learning through that competitiveness nature. And then Sakai, the last system, some of the features include collaboration techniques, tests and quizzes, chats, or an e-portfolio, and just like Moodle, this is open source. One of the neat things I like about Sakai is that it has a student e-portfolio capability. Portfolio tools, these features offering are designed to help users create, publish, share, and view portfolios of work. They include a variety of templates, matrices, and wizards to make portfolio building easy. This would be, I think, a really nice tool for students who want to study business or prepare for college. Even as a math teacher, I could see my students putting together an e-portfolio as they go throughout the year, and at the end of the year, they have something to show for their class. Hotspot questions, I really also like this feature. This is a newer feature of Sakai. Basically, instructors can have students identify certain points on an image, and instructors can use these hotspots to have students identify areas on maps, graphs, artwork, human anatomy, or organic structures. Yu talks about that in his article, Sakai, 11, the 11 upgrade new hotspot question. As a math teacher, I think it would be really neat to have for students to use with labeling a graph with the various components. It's a quick way for me to gauge how they're understanding of the material. I thought this was a really nice feature that I did not find with other LMSs. And then lastly is a checklist capability to stay focused. Teachers can add checklists into their lesson plans for students to stay on progress. They can kind of self-report how they're doing, and it helps them keep focused and stay organized. As a high school student, I know they have a ton going on, so anything that can help them stay focused, I think is really helpful. So that's my presentation on the 3 learning management systems, Moodle, Schoology, and Sakai. As you can see, there's a lot of different features depending on what you're looking for. So again, I think it's just really important to consider why you're choosing the LMS you are before you're using it. Thank you.